Well, good Monday morning to you. Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. All right, folks, I've been at TransAm just over 3 weeks now, and as you know, the first 30 days they cover things that go wrong with the truck. And so, being at just over 3 weeks, I wanted to squeak by the shop and get as many of the little minor details fixed on the truck as I could before the 30 days was up, knowing full well they probably wouldn't fix everything, but every little thing they would fix would be one less thing I'd have to deal with later, and it would be at their expense instead of my expense. Now, I only did a 90-day lease, so really I'll only have this truck potentially 8 more weeks, and then I might swap to the Freightliner y'all saw that I really liked, or that I talked about that I really liked, or I may continue on with this one. So I'm going to tell you in this video what all we've done to this truck in the past 3 weeks, and what I think about it now, if I'm leaning towards keeping it or getting rid of it. And I'm going to give you my opinions on the shop and things like that. I hope you'll stick with me for that. But before we do all that, give this video a thumbs up, share it on your social media platforms, and make sure you're subscribed. After you subscribe, click that bell, select all, so that you'll be notified when future videos come out. And also, there's a new feature. If you go down below the video and swipe to the right a little, called Hype, H-Y-P-E, you can do up to 3 videos a week, and that helps me in the YouTube algorithms as well, and I'd really appreciate it if you'd take the time to do that. So far, everything I've mentioned is free to do. If you're wanting to spend some money, though, you can become a channel member by selecting Join down there. It's $5 a month, and it gives you early access to videos. Like this video is coming out Friday, but everybody won't see it till Monday. All right, folks, one last thing before we cue up the music. Everybody's been asking about this headset, saying it looks sharp and that it sounds really good in my live videos. Stay tuned. On the 19th of this month, I'll be able to give you more information on that headset. And unfortunately, I'm not going to have a discount code or a promo code or nothing like that. So those of you that are worried I might make something off of it, set your mind at ease. You'll get an honest, true review video of it on the 19th of this month. All right, here's the music. Let's get started. Here we go.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down, flying by these road signs with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round, for my family and for my kids, for this life I want to live. And this is why I do this.
Alrighty, we're back, and we're getting ready to jump right into this. Let's talk about what we've done to this truck so far. I had an axle seal go out. We got that fixed. They covered that. The fan on the back of the cab that works the APU, I don't know what that fan's called. Some of you mechanics in here probably do. That was replaced. My APU was getting a code, and so those are 2 things that have been done out on the road, and they've taken really good care of me on that stuff. The night I didn't have an APU, they put me in a hotel, and so got a good breakfast, got a hot shower, all that stuff, so no complaints there. But like I said, we got over that 3-week mark, and I wanted to squeak in there and get this stuff fixed. And before I give you the list, after I got done at the shop, I had to get a trailer washout. They have a guy that does it there on the yard with a really cool nickname. I'm not going to say his nickname on here. He did a very thorough and good job washing out the trailer. Very friendly. Told me he's been with the company since like 1989. So long time employee of the company. Great guy. I'm just giving this information. Any of you Prime drivers or TransAm drivers, if you're at that Olathe, Kansas terminal and you need a washout or even a truck wash, he does those too. check him out. He does a great job, very thorough, and I was very happy with him. So that's a totally separate issue from this maintenance stuff, but I did want to give him a shout out. And we'll do a video here before too long. I'll talk about the office staff, what I think about them, things like that. All right, first thing, I had a air leak somewhere, couldn't find it. They found the air leak and fixed that for me. My left hand hood latch right here by the driver's door was loose. It kept coming undone. They adjusted the hood and fixed that, and did something that I really liked as well. The night mechanic was a great guy. Well, they've got several of them, but the one that worked on my truck, great guy. I did not get his name, nor did I get permission to use his name in this video, so I wouldn't do it even if I knew it. But super great guy. Not only did he adjust my hood mounts to where the hood would allow that latch to be tight, but he taught me how to do it. I had never adjusted one, so that was some good information to have. And I had some steering wheel buttons on the right hand side of my steering wheel that were sticking, like the volume down button. There's the top middle button that's an arrow facing to the right, and then the hang up the phone button were all sticking. They fixed those switches. Again, I'll be the first to acknowledge that these are all minor things, but they're things that I wanted to get fixed. Hey, if I turned the truck in that way, they'd want me to pay for it. So if they're willing to fix that, I need to at least mention it to them. And even if they're not, I need to make them aware that those are things that are wrong with the truck. All right. Let's see. The hood was extremely hard to open. I'm a fairly big guy, and it was a real struggle to get the hood open. I thought I might potentially have bad hood struts because they had some grease and stuff on them. They looked like they might have a problem. They cleaned them up and lubricated them, and the hood is much, much better now. This was by far the hardest hood I'd ever opened on a Kenworth truck, and I'm talking even the old metal hoods. The hooded trucks weren't as bad as what this one was, but I was glad they got that fixed. Let's see here. I had, you know, these trucks, these plastic trucks, the little plastic clips that hold stuff together on the bumper were starting to come loose. They got under there, fixed that. I had a little piece of rubber that was hanging down. They got in there and put the plastic clips and fixed that. Again, I'm not saying any of this is stuff that would get me stranded on the side of the road. What I'm saying is that as wind and time work on it more, by the time I got to the end of the 90 days, it'd be significantly worse than it was when I got the truck. And I did not want to be charged for these things. So at the bare minimum, I needed to mention it to them so that they could get those things fixed. I asked them to test the batteries. I still have a little concern about that, but the batteries tested out okay, so that turned out to be nothing. I was having some problems with the bunk heater during idle, and let me put my check marks. With the bunk heater during idle, and one of the knobs was missing on the control unit back there. They determined that whole control unit needed to be replaced, and they put a brand new control unit in the sleeper, which could have potentially saved me hundreds of dollars. Those things are not cheap, and I fully expected them to do something halfway, just throw a knob on it and go, that's the way it is, or you don't need it, you got an APU. But they redid that whole head unit, and so that tells me that they fixed things right, and that's one thing I really, really like. Let's see here. Also on that, the fan switch would either work in the off position or full blast. It didn't have any 2 or 3 on it, and replacing that head unit fixed that as well. Also on my driver's seat here, the plastic on the side that I guess you'd call it a seatbelt cover, was falling off. The little places where you clip it in were broken, and they replaced that piece of plastic on the seat. Try saying that 3 times real fast. And so the seat's good. Also, the passenger seat did not slide, and they had it back all the way, so it made it difficult to close the curtains. You didn't have any room behind the seat. I have a file folder that I normally store behind that seat, and I was unable to put that back there, so I was glad they got that passenger side fixed. And also, if I ever had to haul a passenger or wanted to haul a passenger, it'd be nice if they could adjust that seat. Let's see. Also, the truck pulled to the right, and when it was empty, there was a little vibration in the front. They went ahead and did an alignment and balanced both of the front steer tires, and the truck drives like a totally different truck now. And so I'm very happy with that as well. And the final thing that they fixed for me was the TV mount in the back. The stud that the latch hooks to when you latch it to the wall was missing. They put a stud in there, and so now I can lock my TV in place so it doesn't move around or vibrate excessively while I'm going down the road. Now, let's talk about this shop, because there was some good and there was some bad. As far as good, communication with the tech himself was excellent. The shop themselves, they don't notify you on progress of the truck when it's done, things like that. Now that may be because they were paying for the repair, but they did great work, and their parts there are super cheap. I bought some of that fifth wheel spray grease that's in the aerosol cans. It's normally about $18 at Love's. I got it for $7 a can there, and oil is like dirt cheap. I want to say antifreeze is like $14 a gallon or $17 a gallon, something like that. Something, you know, a fraction of what it is at the truck stop, and probably cheaper than what I could even get it on Amazon. So, love the parts department. Service department, I'd give them a B+ or maybe an A-. I would have liked if communication on truck progress could have been a little better. One of the upper office people, let's call them middle management, came and said, "Hey Todd, I think your truck's done. I've been keeping an eye on it," and they just pulled it out of the shop. I was eating breakfast at the time. I said, "All right, I'm gonna finish breakfast and I'll go over there." And it turned out it was done. Everything was done under 24 hours, which is great, considered 8 hours of that they're not even open. Now, granted, these are small things, but yeah, pretty happy with the shop and the way things went. It would have been nice if there's a way they could text you or something like that when repairs were done, but they did a great job. They will definitely be my preferred way of getting the truck fixed and serviced going forward. You guys know how I feel about Love's and even TA Petro at some of them. On TransAm shop's worst day, they're better than a lot of these truck stop shops on their best day. And so yeah, I definitely had a good experience. Definitely happy with the truck. I've had some people ask me, is TransAm the best company ever? Honestly, I hadn't been here long enough to know. I can just tell you they've been good to me. I've met a lot of nice people, and I haven't caught them in a lie. I haven't caught them stealing from me. They've done everything they said they were going to do. So just those, by that criteria right there, that makes them better than a lot of trucking companies out here, including the one I was at previously, R.E. Garrison. So also, a lot of people have been asking me about fuel. Having a fuel surcharge and a fuel discount, and I'm still amazed at how many people don't know the difference. The fuel discount has been amazing. I've been paying around $3.40 a gallon, and before you guys say, "Oh, well, that's terrible, Todd," fuel is at the pump is between $4.50 and $5 a gallon right now. So I'm saving over $1 a gallon. I'm getting great fuel economy. It wasn't so great when I started. Now I'm getting high 8s, low 9s. And for those of you that are in the reefer business, you know that's not bad at all. So I like where things are going. I'm optimistic, but it's just too soon for me to give you a definitive answer on that. For those of you that's got more questions, feel free to leave a comment below, a respectful, thoughtful comment. Try to make complete sentences that I can at least understand what you're saying. If you want to email me at todd@truckertodd.net. That's todd@truckertodd.net. If you weren't confused, you are now. And I'll try to answer any questions you got, and we'll go from there. As always, in the description below this video, there's an application link. A lot of you have asked, how do I apply? It's an Intella app link, so it's real fast. If you've ever filled out Intella app or 10th Street before, it auto-fills a lot of your information. You can do an application in like 5 minutes. They'll get back to you really quick. And I'll also pin it in the comments as well. All right, folks, that's it for this one. It's a little longer than I want it to be. You guys take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. I hope you all have a great week. Bye-bye.